country has reached the point where citizens will rise up to take back our country. Isn't that what we've been talking about all night? Of course we have. It is not a call to arms. It's not. Let's give this a chance to work. We still have a chance to take this back peacefully. Don't you owe that to your children and your grandchildren? Let's try this. But stand firm in all of this and rise up and take back our country? Absolutely. Yes. And I hope that I'm there holding hands with each of you. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your race is. I don't care who your daddy is. I don't care what religion you are. If you're willing to stand for liberty, you're my brother and you're my sister, and we'll stand hand in hand as we stand for American liberty. Some local left-wing bloggers are smearing you as a brother? Oh, birther. Please set the record straight. Okay? A birther. Well, I didn't really care about that issue at all, and I even said that for a number of years. I don't care. It's a non-issue. It's not going to get us anywhere. And then a Tea Party group in Arizona contacted me, and they said, we want you to investigate the birth certificate as released by the White House and Barack Obama. I said, I'm not going to do that, and you don't have enough money to pay me to do that. And they said, well, what about Joe Arpaio? You're good friends with him. Can you ask him to do it? I said, I'm not going to ask Arpaio to do that, and he's not going to do that. So they went and met with him, and Arpaio said, I'll investigate it. And Arpaio even told me he would investigate it just to get the thing settled and get those Tea Party groups off his back. They were his constituents. He wasn't going to just tell them to get lost, get lost. So he went in to do it, investigate it, to prove that the birth certificate was fine and Barack Obama was born in Hawaii. No evidence existed to support that. And the more they looked into it, the more they saw that the birth certificate was a fraud. We had the investigator, Mike Zullo, speak at our convention that we held May 31st and June 1st of this year, and it's on that DVD set over there, and you can get the DVD set off our website too. Mike Zullo is a fantastic investigator. He's an honest man. I know him, and I totally trust Sheriff Arpaio and his motivation for any of this. He wanted the truth to come out. He doesn't care if it's the president. He doesn't care if it's the dog catcher down the street. He doesn't care if it's illegal aliens. He believes in the rule of law. And if the president issued a fraudulent document, then he needs to be held accountable for it. And he's not saying where he was born, which has nothing to do with the birther issue. But the birth certificate that was released by Mr. Obama and the White House is fraudulent, a lie, and a forgery. Our schools are brainwashing our kids. Oh, really? So, when did that happen? I will tell you that the best place to educate your kids is in your own home. Okay? Totally support homeschooling, and that should be defended by every public official here. Parents have the responsibility to teach and train and educate their own children. If you want to send them to a public school, that's your problem. That's up to you. You want to do it? Hey, you got it. Problem. So, how can we arm them to combat the destruction of American principles? Actually, after I left the sheriff's office, I taught high school government. And I was appalled at what the school curriculum book said about the Second Amendment. It didn't say anything truthful about the Second Amendment at all. And so we have to teach around what they're doing. The school's curriculum is established in Washington, D.C., and the control over that is the NEA, National Education Association. They are very liberal, they're very un-American, and that's what is resulting. Then what is happening through that brainwashing? We are literally raising a generation of liberals, and brainwashed liberals in our school system, and we teach socialism, globalism, and and humanism instead of Americanism. It's not taught. So of course, and now we're even teaching that the Founding Fathers were a bunch of fanatics and that they were kind of terrorists and that the Tea Party was done by a bunch of criminals and terrorists. You know, the original Tea Party. And so when we have that kind of training in our schools, no wonder, you know, when you start talking to college kids about, ask how many college students know the purpose and the proper role of government and what the purpose of government is. And where do we read that? In the document that's forbidden because it talks about the Creator and Creator-endowed rights, known as the Declaration of Independence. When it talks about that we hold these truths to be self-evident, all men are created equal, and that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Not unalienable, they're unalienable, you can't lien them. And among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It's the next line that everybody has to know. What's the purpose of government? That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. That's the purpose of all government. That's the reason we have a congressman, that's the reason we have a sheriff, that's the reason we have a dog catcher, city councilman, county commissioners, to secure these rights. The God-given, creator-endowed rights of life, liberty, and property. Okay? And yeah, we don't get it. How do we take back the right to open carry in our state? Move to Nevada, Arizona, or Utah? I will tell you something right now. There are 4 states that have complete and total constitutional carry. Aren't we all supposed to? I thought we were supposed to uphold and defend the Constitution. Just within the last 3 years, Arizona became the 3rd, and then Wyoming came 4th. Do you know who the first 2 were? Alaska, okay, get that? Vermont! Vermont! And you can't do it in California? We have no permits in Arizona, folks. I can carry my gun anywhere I want, and so does my wife. We go to a movie, my wife sticks a gun in her purse, and we go. And you know who we have to ask permission from? Nobody! Okay? That's what you need to start doing, and hopefully you can start doing that county by county too, because I'm telling you right now, you want a safer county? Respect and defend and obey the Second Amendment. Okay, is this the last one? Sheriff Mack, the Magnificent, I hold here in my lap. I guess that's Johnny Carson. Okay, time for another one. What recourse do the people have to a president who refuses to enforce federal law? The first one that comes to mind is securing the border. No president has done it the last 20 years, 30 years. And I'm telling you, if the federal government wants to play with the drug war, that they have completely failed at, obviously, and the drug war has been a huge failure for all of us in more ways than one. If they do have jurisdiction at the border, it's an Article 4 section for the U.S. Constitution. They are to protect our borders from invasion. If they can't even do that, are you telling me that the states can't take that back? We delegated that to them and we can't take it back and do it ourselves? Of course we can. We're a sovereign state. You want to protect the border? Go protect the border. The governor would be nice if he would be leading the way on that. But right now, these amnesty programs and all of this other stuff and all the money and economic burden that it's caused our country. And you're a racist now if you don't believe in securing the border? Good grief. Man, they win on every side, don't they? So, yes, we need to secure the border. We need to enforce the laws. And you would expect, Barack Obama, is he going to follow the law and follow the Constitution? Well, he's just a constitutional, professor, scholar? What a joke. I mean, this whole thing is such a joke, my dear friends. And that's why I say again and again, and I'll say this to you all one more time. We have to enforce the law just like Sheriff Arpaio is doing in Phoenix. He's arresting the illegal aliens. He's enforcing that law. He was working with the federal government. I can